warm welcome, first of all. Thanks for joining over on the weekends. So I see a huge participant. I believe the participant are from the various time zones. So thank you once again for joining. So what do we have today? Let me just brief you. So this was about the two free demo session or workshop session for our upcoming batches for CCI Security, the version 6.1 and Firewall Mastery 5 in 1. So I'll just go ahead with what are the things that we cover in these two modules. But what I am planning to do is today I will cover up for the security part. I will discuss about the security part, and in the next class, which is happening tomorrow, we can discuss about the firewall batch, so that there is no, confusion about the two. Though both are related to security domain, and I believe that is the reason why you guys are over here, because might be you want to get into the security side, or you might be working in a regular core networking and would like to explore the security side. So this both batches are relevant to the security domain. Okay. So we will discuss more about both of them, like what are the modules, what time are we having the sessions, what are the duration for the batches, etc. Over in the next 2 hours. So before I get started, let me just introduce myself. I see most of the audience are from my automation back, but once again, so my name is Sagar Dhawan, and I'm the founder consultant for Network Journey, which was founded 4 to 5 years back. And prior to Network Journey, I was a full-time network engineer working for TCS, and I have worked on the enterprise security automation SD-WAN side. So this is a bit about myself. And past 4 5 years, I've been working as a full-time corporate trainer. And you might have already seen some of my uh, videos might be on over on CCNP or automation. So this is where most of my work related to the networking domain has been posted. So you can sometime go here, check the videos that we cover. All right, so this is bit about what we do in Network Journey and bit on myself, what I basically from, and I have been taking batches for automation, Ansible automation, CCNP Enterprise, CCNP Scor, and CCI Security paper. So these are some tracks which I conduct. Also, I conduct tracks like FI Palo Alto. So these are few more tracks which I would be conducting it myself. Okay. So first, to start with CCI Security version 6.1. As you know, the version 6.0 got it's obsolete now. There is no more writing of version 6. It's 6.1, which just started from yesterday. Okay, October 20th, it started. So today's session is more about how are we pipeline the batch. What are you expecting to receive over here? So let me just go via this timeline. So see, the score paper is the first paper, which is a written paper here in CCI Security, which would be 1 to 2 month of duration. After score paper, we will start with SVPN. We then go with the Cisco ICE. We have Cisco ASA Firepower, and then we will get into the CCI Security bootcamp. Okay. So this is how it's been pipelined, one module after one, and it's all during the weekends. Okay, not during the weekdays, it's during the weekend. And someone who has already done with your CCNA or CCNP enterprise, you guys need not to worry, because we are starting from scratch from the security domain. So it's basically a CCNA to CCI kind of track. Okay, CCNA to CCI security, especially. I'm not talking about enterprise as of now. Let's rule out enterprise. We are talking about security as of now. So those who are interested into getting into the security domain, then this is the absolute right path that you are attending as of now. Okay. Now, coming to the pattern, exam pattern, if you guys have like been a long time that you have not attended or for any interviews or any exams. Okay, let's discuss about the exam pattern. So if in case you have already CCNA, or let's say even a CCNP enterprise, you can still switch into the security domain. The first paper that you need to write is the score paper. So this is a written paper. And then you can plan your 8 hours of CCI Sec paper. Agree? So the CCI Sec paper consists of 2 modules. It's design and do. Okay, the deployment, operate. So what happens in design? So in design, it's again some sort of MCQ based question. So there would be a scenario. There would be multiple questions, at least 20 to 25 questions. And you will pick the right answer from it. So that's a design pattern. Whereas in the do, what happens is it's more like I don't say troubleshooting. I can say that it's like a configuration. Okay, it's a configuration, or it could be deployment. It's a task type of questions. So you will expect easy 20 to 25 such questions, task based. The tasks are qualified with certain points. Let's say task 1, 2 points, task 2, let's say 1 point, and so on. Okay, so you would have around 25 tasks in the real CCI security exam. So this is how it works, the CCI lab exam. You have 5 hours here and you have 3 hours here, which together makes 8 hours. So if you even complete this within 1 hour to 2 hours, that extra hours are not carry forwarded to the 5 hours. Okay. So usually what we normally do is we utilize 2 hours or 2.5 hours from the design questions. And then we start with the 5 hours of the do paper, the task based thing. And over in this section, it's all about your hands-on that you might have done during the practice session. So if you have a very good hands-on, you can memorize the CLI, you can memorize the graphical step-by-step process. You can complete it in 5 hours. Or 80 to 85% fail just because they cannot manage the time. So to have a proper time management, you must practice the given lab at least 10 to 15 times. Okay. And when you practice it, it's not just about writing the CLI, you should validate it, because this is where again the issues happen. So let's say the 5 hours of task based scenarios. Let's say you started with task 1 and this was at 2 points. and you should practice it in such a way you can finish it off in 15 minutes. But if you take it 45 minutes to complete or to get the needful validation, then the rest of the task, they start facing shortage in the time. So when it comes to the 5 hours, the 5 hours are very less, though they might sound it's a big number, but they are very less in this case of CCI lab exams. So the exams are not just to understand how strong you are into the technical concept, but it's about how could you handle the situation in a given time. Okay, and on top of that, there can be reasons that sometimes you have some infra issues, or sometimes some slowness, sometimes something getting restarted. So those are all additional wastage of time. Okay, so to execute this 20 to 25 task, you should have at least practiced 10 to 15 times uh, during the practical session, that you can get the things cleared in the first attempt. So in this course, I would be building up the scenarios, and I would be giving you the access to the lab, so that you can practice it a very very good number of time, so that you can attempt and you can clear your exam in the first attempt itself. So we'll talk about all the process, like how we start, how the labs look like. So give me a minute. Okay, so how does the things look like? So what do we have in the CCI security? So let's see the official blueprint. So when you open up Cisco's documentation, you can see that, as I was writing down, so this is the mandatory paper, and this is what the concentration paper are. So you can expect questions from these concentration paper, and that's why we are covering it in our complete CCI package, as SVPN, Cisco ISE, ASA, Firepower. Though you don't have to write the exams, but from the knowledge perspective, you must be aware of it. Okay, and let's check out the syllabus for the written paper, which is a complete MCQ based pattern. Okay, so this is divided by 6 sections. You will face all the security concept. Okay, you will have the first section related to security concept. You have network security. You have securing the cloud. You have content security, endpoint protection and detection, and the secure network access. So in the score paper itself, I try to bring a good number of practical scenarios. So if you see my lab that I designed for the score, even though that's a MCQ based question. So this is the lab. This is the lab that I have prepared for the score paper. Okay. Now in this lab, I have kept all those nodes, or all those devices that we would see in the final, in the CCI security as well. So you have ASA, you have firepower, you have FMC, you have a management PC, you have a AD server, you have stealth watch, you have the NJIPS devices, right? So you name devices, we have it in the score paper. We have eyes into this. So why did I add so many notes which may not be needed in the score paper? The reason is, when you see the technology more and more, when you interact with it, when you try to configure something over onto that, you can memorize them, right? So score is your first paper. So when you practice from the score level over onto this lab, and then when you get a separate lab for Cisco eyes, and then you get a separate lab for Cisco ASA, FTD, and then a practice session on Cisco SEC, the final lab that we have designed. So you will indirectly or directly will be more interacting with the technology. So that is what my purpose was, to share you my personal experience, that it's the time which you will face the shortage in the final exam. Okay, you might recall the task, you might recall the CLI commands, but it's the time management which is where 75 to 80% do not clear in the first attempt. And what we are focusing you to give that hands on and to have that time management concerns from the day one itself, to build you for a first attempt clear kind of concept. So how do we power on this lab? So this is a simple EVNG based lab. So you can just power on by, let's say you want to power on and practice a site to site VPN between two FTDs. So you can just power on by right click start, and then you have the management PC over here. You have FMC kept here. Okay, so this I will be demonstrating in the classes as well. How do we access it? How do we onboard FTD into FMC? So this all task you even face it in the real exam. So even in the real exam, you have a task where you have to deploy FTD into FMC. You need to know the CLI command, and same goes from the FMC, where you need to onboard this FTD, put the base policies, right? So this is something which we will discuss in the score paper, which is the first most paper of your CCI security journey, score paper. Once we complete with the score paper, it will take me at least 2 to 2.5 months for me to complete score paper. Then we will get into the add-on paper. So we have the ICE, very important one. Most of your tasks are related to Cisco ICE. Okay, and I have kept deployed Cisco ICE already in the score paper itself, so that you can onboard the devices, you can activate the AAA concept, you can activate the policy set. So a lot of things you will start doing in the very foundation paper itself from the practical point of view. And then in the Cisco ICE dedicated paper, we will see the concept related to Cisco ICE with respect to WAD and wireless for policy, etc. That we can see it in the Cisco ICE paper. Then we go into the VPN topic. Again, you have 4 tasks related to VPN. You have Flex VPN, you have remote VPN, you have Cisco ASA to ASA site to site VPN, you have FTD to FTD site to site VPN, Flex VPN. So 3 to 4 topics are related to the VPN itself. So that's the reason we will take a dedicated session for SVPN, which covers most of these VPNs. So you can see that under the SVPN, you have almost all of them which are covered from the real exam point of view. And then on to add from the task perspective, you have some task related to WSA, Web Security Appliance, ESA, Email Security Appliance, AMP, AMP for endpoints. So you can see those things over here. So when you go to the concentration paper, so you can see that there is a thing for okay, so we will have the web security, email security over here. So this is about the other components of CCI security. We have one from the anti malware protection, AMP, where we need to allow the policies, etc. Okay, so this is from the score and its add-on. Now coming to the main topic, which is the CCI version 6.1. So let me show you the content of that. See, this is the new portion. Okay, and the exams have already been started from yesterday. So what are this consist of? So it consists of ACE and FTD. We have a scenario in the real exam over on multi-context and the writing of security policies. And also we have a scenario from the cluster point of view as well. So ASA still is being used in the CCI exam, though you know that ASA might have been end of life, end of services, but in the CCI sec we still have it. So we have to start from ASA itself. That's why you might wonder why I have mentioned ASA. Why not directly go with firepower? Because ASA, you will receive a task from cluster and the context level. What else from the firewalls? As usual, NAT, security policies, context, transparent mode, routed mode. We have something for Cisco ICE. The reason is we have some task related to net flow where we need a Cisco ICE deployed. Okay. FMC, yes, because we are making use of FMC to onboard the FTD. There are different types of managers, might be FTM or something else, but we are making use of FMC to onboard the FTD, and all the VPNs that you configure on the task, it's done via the FMC basis. Okay. We have a task from NJIPS. We are keeping the NJIPS in a inline mode. So again, a very relevant topic from the CCI sec. What about this? We have something for SSL inspection, but not the rest of things, but we will cover all the other factors also. And from this topic, I am not sure. We do not have anything coming directly from attack point of view. Yes, we have some mitigation process. Okay, we will have some mitigation process where I will put a policy if I receive the context index for, let's say, very aggressive number, let's say 50 or 100. So you just block it or you just allow HTTPS traffic only. So one task you can expect from here. High availability is the very common topic that is asked in CCI security. At least two tasks you will see from the high availability. So you will have a ASA deployed in high availability. You will have the context deployed in a high availability. So it's very important topic. Same goes with clustering. One topic from clustering is asked with related to ASA. Then routing protocol, as you know, it's a enterprise topic, but we have a task where there was some errors introduced, and to mitigate that error, might be we need to add a OSPF route. And if you do not know a very minimal configuration for let's say OSPF or something, then it cannot be handled, that particular task. So this topic would be covering a bit on EIGRP OSPF, because in the CCI sec EIGRP and OSPF are two protocols which are being used among the routers and ASA firewalls. Okay. Network connectivity through ASA and FTD. This is important because if you do not have a needful policies, etc., you will not be able to, see. I'll come to the pattern how the CCI secs are. They are being divided into sections. So under one section there could be 4 tasks. So if you did one task, if you do not know the answer for second task, the third task and fourth task are failed for you, right? So you should know how to get those second and third tasks done so that you can get the fourth task executed and validated. So this is something which was related to FMC FTD. From the secure connectivity point of view, as I told you, you will have at least 2 to 3 VPN or 4 VPNs that is being asked site to site between Cisco ASA, remote access VPN between ASA and AnyConnect, side to side between a FTD to FTD handled by FMC, and a flex VPN between two routers. So that is why. So whatever topic we have in the blueprint, we get very exact task related to these topics. We have a topic, we also have a CA certificate in one of the VPN, where we generate the self-signed certificate and make use of ASA's ASDM process to onboard that certificate, self-signed certificate. Again, very much related to the exam. From this, Flex VPN has been asked, not the DM VPN, but as you know, syllabus has changed, or I can say the new exams are released. So there is chances that they might have asked the DM VPN this time. So we never know. So we will do this topic, all the three topics from this. Clustering, yes, this is also a very big yes, because we do the high availability over on the ASA firewalls. Okay, we first do the clustering configuration, then we bring up those high availability, and then we allow some VPNs. So it's again a very highly reoccurring task that we can expect in the next syllabus. From this topic, not much been asked, but again we will cover it up so that in case if there is something we know. There is one topic here. This is where the DNAC comes. Okay, there is one task related to DNAC. We don't deploy SD access. Remember that is your CCI enterprise, where you have a DNAC and you have those 93,000 series switches which you use for SD access deployment. In the case of CCIE Security, it is only the Cisco's DNAC from the assurance point of view. We don't do the SD access config. So in that DNAC lab scenario, we have to onboard DNAC into Cisco eyes, enable these features, and get that task done. So again, a very big yes to this topic. From the chapter 3, these are not something very straightforward asked, but yes, there could be some attacks being replicated using the attack machine over on the control plane, and then we might be asked to mitigate using a AMP process, that if this is what the traffic, then do this, try to drop it or allow it at this particular level. So that comes over in this process. Nothing from here. From layer 2 security, yes, there is a question from DIA. So what they do in the real exam, they do some error injection, and then they ask you to figure it out and fix the things. And when you go into the troubleshooting mode, you get to know that there was some dynamic ARP inspection. The configuration might be not binded with the proper MAC address, and that could be leading to an issue. So you instantly get into the device, remove the old config, see the MAC address binded to the Ethernet port, do the needful config. Might be there could be some protocol which is not advertised. You will take care of it, and you will make sure that two routers start talking to each other. So again, this is something which was being asked. Port security from one of the Cisco's eyes point of view, yes, there are certain tasks where we have to enable the port security, that only single host or single MAC is allowed, etc. From the wireless, nothing from the wireless side. From the monitoring protocol, yes, a NetFlow task was of 2 to 3 points. So you have a task from NetFlow, you have a task from syslog. So these are some things which is being asked. So we have to recreate the scenarios. That's why when I go with the labbing session, we have all the needful things in the Scor lab. Okay, the NetFlow, the syslog. So all the needful things we can replicate from the Scor perspective itself. So when you reach to the exact CCI sec preparation, you have things already in your mind. Okay, nothing from this. Nothing from this. This is all a bit of theory here. Regards to automation, there was no scenario in the V6, but v6.1 we can expect something, at least a basic REST API calls to fetch something or to fetch a session ID. So don't worry, since I am been taking the automation very in-depth batch automation, so I will take a lot of scenarios from the automation point of view as well. So from the syllabus point, it's the REST API which is being asked, not Ansible, neither Python. So they have been asked you to do the REST API by building a JSON or a XML type of payload, and to have a authentication based over on the username password, or a session or a API key based of authentication. So as of now, it wasn't asked in the previous version, but this version we can expect at least a single one point of task from this. DNAC, as I told you, we are just using the assurance part. So we have a task where we onboard it to the Cisco eyes and do this feature, and we enable this features. So yes, a small lab is from the DNAC. Cisco eyes, multiple labs, at least a complete task is related to Cisco eyes. You onboard multiple PCs, you onboard switches, you onboard routers. Even for a VPN, let's say the VPN might have been one task, and the next task could have been related to VPN getting authenticated via Cisco eyes as a primary mode. So Cisco eyes is very highly used. Also, in the case of the design point, even in the design point, there are a lot of MCQ which is asked from the Cisco eyes. Okay, very important topic nowadays. And what else over here? Yeah, we have a lab in the real exam from this topic. We have something related to MacSec. Okay, but luckily I saw that it's been taken out now. So if you get into the comparison between version 6 and version 6.1, so I was just pulling out those. So I see that it's been removed now. See, there was a lab related to MacSec using Cisco eyes, but it's been removed now. So they might add something else. And you see that the comparison between 6 and 6.1, the section 1 almost is same, just that you've been added up with a dynamic object now, and rest remain the same. Chapter number 2, they have removed off one of the topic. Chapter 4, chapter 3 remains the same. Chapter 4, you can see there are certain things added up in EAP concept. And also there is something for IBNS for authentication. So this is 4.18 is a new topic. And under the chapter 5, advanced threat protection. So you can see there are some topics added in Cisco umbrella. Okay. So earlier it was just a one topic, but now they have added in new topics for DNS proxy through Cisco umbrella, DNS security policies, RBI policies, CSB policies, DLP policies. So we are not sure how many tasks could be asked in the latest introduced topic, but at least from the point, from the changes that they have introduced, we will make a point to go into each topic before during our CCIE boot camp. Okay, so we had reached let's say where was my PDF. So this was my PDF. Yes, we have a topic from the AD and external radius. We have a AnyConnect scenario. We have this topic. We do not have something for MDM, but let's see in the new syllabus. Certificate-based authentication, yes, there is one lab. We have lab scenario asked from WSA, ICE FTD. So this is related to identity mapping. Yes, we do it on the Cisco IST. From the chapter number 5, there is a one lab task which is related to AMP. Okay, and one lab task from WSA. ESA was just a MCQ based question. So where we just log into the ESA and figure it out the answer from it. Yeah, we have one lab scenario from WCCP redirection on Cisco devices. This is to do with your stealth watch. Okay, for the stealth watch, we have to configure this. It's basically your net flow topic here. So in the net flow, you know that a mirror copy from the source to destination, we take it and we analyze the traffic, right? So that is something related to this 5.6. For email, as I told, there was no task to configure, but there was some MCQ based questions. All right, so this is what is the decoding of what we did for CCI Sec. I feel that 70 to 80% the topics that they have given is being asked in the actual exam as well, but they may not be straightforward. They usually give it in a task format. Okay, so something like, let's say it's a massive lab topology that is with you, and they put up a scenario that configure a VPN site to site in the site Barcelona between this to this. The task or the validation is that sales PC can talk to, let's say, engineering PC or a marketing PC. So this is kind of the task that they set. And when you get into that section, you will see that they are completely blank. Might be they are not even onboarded. So you have to onboard the devices. It might be the ask is you have to bring up the self-signed certificate, right? So that is how the actual CCI exams look like. All right, so let me not scare you, because we are not going directly to that level. We will be starting with the very scratch, that is from the CCNA and CCNP point of view. So if you see my notes that I prepared for my previous score batch, let me just show you a bit of preview, like how it goes. So we start with very basic things initially. Okay, like how do you secure or device hardening method. So we discuss about all the best practices. Why SSH? Why not telnet? Why let's say SCP file transfer? Why not TFTP or any other file transfer? So we go step by step. So initial few classes would be based on device hardening, common attacks, DOS, DDoS, man in middle, brute force attack, phishing attack, malware attack. So all the tasks that we do it in the class, I'll show you like how it looks like. See the lab demonstration for these attacks. Then we discuss about the securing of routing protocol. You might already be aware of routing protocols. You know how to configure EIGRP or BGP or OSPF, but you may not know how to secure it, because that is not the content of enterprise. So the main aspect here in security is how do we secure them? Okay, how do we password secure? How do we enable MD5? How do we configure the integrity process to that? So that is the topic that we cover in the routing protocol. Then we have some spoofing attacks, DNS spoofing. Then we talk about the file transfer. We'll talk about SNMP, syslog, NTP, AAA, the Cisco ICE concept here, the cryptographic. Then the VPN, we will talk about site to site with self signature, site to site with iOS via CS server. We will talk about GRE. We'll talk about a small topic on MPLS, Flex VPN, DM VPN, Any Connect, site to site, ASA and firepower concept using FMC, then the deploying of the ESA, WSA, Cisco umbrella endpoint. So majority of the topics here are covered from the CCI point of view. Okay, my focus would be that to take you into that CCI level. So I prepare the score paper in such a way that from the day one, it's gonna help you for your main exam. And that is why I have built this lab as well. Though we don't need such a massive lab for the CCNP score at least, but I prefer in hands-on when you do all the scenarios over on this, as I showed up this sort of labs, you will feel more and more comfortable with the technology. So that's why I said, even if you are from a regular CCNA or a routing switching background, do not worry, the things will be taken care from day one. So just let me show you. Let's say if I go with the site-to-site config, see, the task will be set, the task will be told, and you will go on the respective block. You will take up the access of those devices, and then you will configure them. Okay, so basically this things first I'll do it in the real class, and then it will be asked you to practice it. So try to memorize the command. That is what you do in the CCI sec. You need to know the flow, you need to know the packet flow, but you should also try to be good at taking those things, memorize those things, so that you will only get that flow only when you do the same lab 10 times. So you do it, get the output, validate, erase it, redo it. This is how you do it to get the things memorized. Okay, if you do it once, got the validation, you just go to the next. During the exam, you will just totally lose out whatever you had might be practice it. So 10 times or 15 times, do it. Even at any point of time someone asks you to, let's say, do the task 1.4, you should be in a position where you can go to the respective devices, bring them up, do the needful things and get the validation. Validation is important. You get a point only when the validation happens. If you just configure it right, and you might pre-assume that I have done all the configs, now let me go to the next task. No, if the validation, let's say the users from one side to another side is not still pingable, so whatever you did, you will not get any mark. There is no concept of half mark in the case of CCI lab. You get it, you get the complete mark. If no, then you get zero there. Okay, so that is how the flow is for the CCI sec. And as I was telling, this is where the score we are talking about, because this is the first paper of your CCI sec, and this is how the validation is done. So that is why I give more stretch to the validation, because if you don't validate can include a simple show IP int brief output. It could be the output from the VPN status. It could be even reset of them, because sometimes what happened, due to some reason VPNs are hung, you're not receiving an expected output. You should be in a place where you can reload, and once the device comes up, you put back those config. Okay, so that is how the exams look like. And the ping test or trace route, these are some of the validation steps that we do it. So that's why I usually depend on the validation. I will be showing you the captures as well, so you know how the flow is, which is sending a reset packet, what is the header look like. Again, you might do a ping, you might receive a successful result, but not needed that those packets are going over on a VPN. Might be it's taking another path, and that's not a right validation. You'll get a zero if you don't prove that the packets are going over on a VPN tunnel. So you should know how to get the exact output, how the packets are encapsulated, decapsulated, and basis of that only you can conclude that your task is good, and you can expect a full mark over on that. Okay, so this is all during the live classes, which we go step by step. So let me keep this aside. I have shown you the score notes and score paper, which would be the first paper. I've also discussed about the modules that are covered in the CCI Sec. So in the CCI Sec, most of the people would cover only score paper and CCI bootcamp. But I would be covering each modules because I know the level of questions that is asked in the real exam. So you should be thorough with each one of them. SVPN, Cisco ICE, ASA Firepower, and WSA, ESA, AMP. These are some topics which only if you are aware, the CCI preparation could be more helpful. It will be easier for you to prepare or attempt your paper. So that's a benefit. If you are enrolling, you will get the access to the live classes and lab access to each one of it. You saw for score. For CCI bootcamp, I have a lab which something looks like. Let me just show you. So this is how the labs would look like for CCI practical. Again, this has all the needful things: attack generator, FTD, FMC, Stealth Watch, ESA, WSA, Cisco Eyes. So all of the things are kept here. So I just kept a few nodes powered on here. So let me just show you. Let's say this is the management PC. So this is where the management PC is. And from those management PC, you should be able to access to most of your controllers or taking a access to the devices, let's say the SNMP, or to upload the certificate, right? So how do we use it in the real exam? So let's say there would be a management PC. The same concept I have kept even in the score paper. There would be a management PC, and this management PC will access all the devices. Okay, it's not like your GNS or a EVNG where we just go and double click and then open it and do it. That's not the way CCI Sec happens, the actual exam. Because in the normal session, what we do, we just go up, open it, or even FMC I can open up from, let's say, from one PC, and then I can access it. That is not the way. There will be concept of management PC. From the management PC, we will have the reachability to all rest of the device. Okay, same goes with the CCI practical. So in the CCI practical as well, you have to know which management you are accessing and what is the IP. Usually the IPs are given in a format in a module that they structure. They dedicate a section for the complete IP addressing, and one more section they dedicate for all the IP, all the user credentials. Okay, so one section they keep it for all username, one for IP addressing. So if from those IP address you go to management PC and you will try to access them. So let's say my FMC was 15. So I'll input that. Sometimes they keep the bookmarks, but again, we cannot rely something on the bookmarks, because sometimes those browser where the bookmarks are, there is chances they are not been uh, they have not been working, or they got hung. So you cannot waste your time, right? So you have let's say Google Chrome, you will open it up and you have the IP address, you will put HTTPS and you will be aware of how to take the access of it. So let me just log in to this instance. See, when we go to the actual lab, you will hardly find any devices onboarded. So you should know how to get the devices onboarded. See here, when you open up those FTD devices, okay, so there's option to onboard them. Let's say 161, 1.7.15. And when you do a question mark, you will see a way to add a key to it. Okay, once you do this, then we have to come across to the FMC, and then we go to device and we go to device management, and then we add that particular standalone appliance to this. So let's say this is device 161.1.7.16. The host name that I want to assign is FTD1. Let's say the registration key that I used was Cisco 123. If there is any ACP policies, then we can give a ACP policy. Let's say it's FTD01. Let's say it's all block the policy, block the traffic. And then you can click on the register. Okay. So it will take some time for the registration process. And once it's registered, you should get the output for this. So initially it will show you as pending. Once it's done, then it should show as completed. So this is the way we normally do it in the exam. And when we also give you the lab access, I'll make sure I'm giving you a very blank lab for you, not something ready-made. So I'm expecting you spend time on to onboard and commit mistake, fix it, troubleshoot, right? So when you go into this level, you should be aware of multiple things from your previous exam or previous topics. All right, so let me see what else I have to show. Yeah, so this was about the revision. This was something which got revised now, and I discussed about what got removed, what got added upon. And this is from the hardware perspective. So in the previous exam, we had IST 2.4. Now we make use of IST 3 version. DNAC was 1.3.1. Now we make it hardly matters for us. Okay. Most of the time, the things remain the same. So it's only for we people. As a trainer, I should be aware that I will deploy this in my lab. So and provision for the participant. Okay, but for you guys, it hardly matter. The concept remains same. The interface also to a 80-90% will remain the same. Okay, this is something in depth, like what are the different type of hardwares or virtual instances that would be in the in a full-fledged lab. So the Cisco eyes, ACS we don't have as of now. Okay, WSA, ESA, then the FMC, NGIPS. Okay, the Cisco devices, you can expect L2, L3, XC device, ASA device. Okay, and all the test PCs are, it would be a Windows machine itself. And then sometimes these window machines has those inbuilt firewalls which you need to disable. Then only those ping will start running. So it's again a tricky situation. AD, yes, there will be an AD server to 2016 or 29, 28 or 2009, where you sometimes have to come back and reset the credentials, etc. So I'll show you working on AD servers as well. Okay, we have one from Fire AMP Private Cloud, AnyConnect. And these are, we don't have this IP phones, etc. Okay, we don't need this as well. Wireless also is not something is asked here. So this is some hardwares we can expect. Okay, so what was the okay, let me just okay, it's Cisco 123. And I had added a numerical 0. So let me add Cisco 123. So if you have any question, make use of the chat window and I would be answering that at the same time. And we will have a Q&A at the end just to understand the complete flow, etc. All right. So for Score, for the CCIE security, as I told, we go with Score, ASFTD, ICE, VPN, WSA, ESA, and CCIE Bootcamp. Okay, so see what is happening. We have to also bring up the license. So we get a free license for 90 days of evaluation. So let me onboard one FTD now. So meanwhile, if you have a question, you can put down. Yeah, the recordings will be given. Okay, the recordings I will provide you. Yes, there is no CCNA certification as a prerequisite now. CCNA certification is not a prerequisite for even for CCNP Enterprise or CCNP Score. So do not worry. You can still start with the CCNP Score paper. Also, may I know which one where you was interested for, whether for CCI Sec or for the firewall mastery, so that I can give you a little bit on firewall mastery as well. Yes, Gaurav. So that Palo Alto and FortiGate are part of firewall mastery. Okay. So just to brief you, in this course we cover five technologies, five from the production scenarios. So Palo Alto, F5 LTM, FortiGate, Checkpoint, and Cisco ASA Firepower. So someone who is not trying for CCI Sec but is interested to learn the technology, then Firewall Mastery is a good program for you. So the link for the same is here. I will put up in the chat. So that's for the Firewall Mastery. Someone who is looking for CCI 2024, you are planning to be a CCI certified, then CCI Sec is something which you should be looking into. Okay, your preference. Yes, FMC is similar to Panorama, Sunil Soni. Like how you have 40 manager for FortiGate, Panorama for Palo Alto. Similar way, FMC for FTD. Okay, so when I go to FMC, first I register evaluation license for 90 days. Then I go to the onboarding, device management, add device. Let's say the appliance was 16. I give it a name FTD1. Registration key has to match. And then I click on register. So how many of you have worked on FMC or FTD or any of the security appliance? Okay, let me unmute you guys. So because this looks one way, so if I unmute, you guys can also pitch in and it will be more interactive. Yeah, you guys are unmuted. So which security appliance have you worked?
Palo Alto, ASA, and Juniper.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear the first one. ASA, Juniper, and
Palo Alto.
okay.
I have learned Palo Alto, but never got an opportunity to work.
Only I work as a admin perspective, like applying the policies and like that stuff and seeing the traffic is getting hit or not. Not in depth like implementation phase, like
Okay, sure. And how many of you here are here for CCI Sec or firewall mastery. Which one is of your interest?
I would go for firewall mastery.
Hmm. How about others?
How you are going to conduct these both? If I want to learn this firewall mastery and CCIE security as well, both.
See, the
How it
times,
would be?
the timings are different. Say, for example, okay, let me use the marker. See, the CCI SEC, this is conducted on weekend, and the timing for this is 9 to 11 p.m. India. Whereas firewall mastery will be a hour before to this. So it will be also on a weekend, but it would be 7 to 9 or 7 to, yeah, let me just put as 7 to 9. This is India. So if someone is joining for both, then I'll cut down some timing. Let's say we can keep this 9 to 10:30, and thus we can have a 7:30 to 9. Okay, that we will do it when the final list of enrolled student we receive. We will do something so that we have a intermediate a break as well.
Okay. And the duration for CCIE security, how many days?
CCA security will take 6 months. It will take 6 months from my end. Then I will do a CCI boot camp. So this would be a quick one where I'll do like for a 2 weeks, and then it depends on the students how they practice and when are they booking the exam. Okay, so it is almost like 6 months, and same goes with firewall mastery. It's also a, 4 to 6 month course. But sometimes what happen, we have two modules at a same time on the weekends or sometime weekdays. So if I am running Palo Alto and FILTM, and if you are taking the access to both, so you are completing in, let's say, 2 months both the modules. So this way you can cut down the entire thing in, let's say, 3 to 4 months also by taking parallelly. But if you're already filled with multiple workload, then don't go with two at a time. You go with one module from firewall mastery and one paper from the CCI sec. So in next 6 7 months you can complete both of them. All right, you can see now the onboarding process happens this way. You can also go to the
If we got
applies.
stuck in somewhere, so you are the one who can help you us or any other.
We have lab technicians. So apart from the live classes, if you face any issues with any infrastructure or any bringing up the device, then we have lab technician for that as well. And in the live
And
class and in a regular topics, I will be helping you.
okay. With respect to configuration and everything, they are the one who can help
Yes,
us
they
or
can help you, or I can also help. We have actually a community. We have something called support DL. So we will help you through that channel.
okay. Is the WhatsApp group or is it what?
It's basically a WhatsApp group, and we have a email DL also. Okay, so I'll share more details.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, see, I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. I'm not sure which background you guys are from. So, can we have a quick intro of yours so I know where you guys come from? Are you from a regular routing switching, or you're already working in a security domain? So, we can have few participants who can give a brief intro.
Hey, hi, Gnaneshwar here.
Mhm. Yeah, hi.
I'm from, yeah, I'm from network background. I don't have any firewall previous. experience as such.
Okay, okay.
Hey, hi Sagar, Sunil this side.
Mhm.
So previously I have worked on routing and switching environment, and currently I'm working on WAN optimization technology, and I'm planning to switch my career in network security domains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Aniruddha here. I
Yeah.
am having varied experience in both routing and switching as well as firewall.
Mhm.
So, last couple of years, I have been concentrating myself mostly into security domains. Right now, I am working both on routing and switching as well as firewalls. So, I'm into checkpoints, FortiGates, and ASAs as well.
Okay, so which specific topic you're looking from this?
Basically, I'm looking at CCIE.
Okay, CCI Security. Yeah.
Yeah, I have attended the Cisco Umbrella and Cisco XDR events.
Okay.
So looks like it's a more promising technology. So I'm looking at CCIE.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, who else? Right. Yeah, hi. Yes, tell me. So, who else is from what domain or working for, let's say, for any of the security things that we discussed? I think I cannot hear people. I cannot hear
Hi,
you.
hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Preet. Actually, I have more years of experience basically in routing and switching, basically in ISP background. I have just moved from ISP to enterprise network.
Mhm.
So currently in enterprise network, everything is through security actually. So I'm
Correct.
getting it difficult to move on ahead. That's why I have just gone to CCIE Security. I have more
Okay.
than 8 years of experience,
Yeah,
but in ISP background, there is not much security side using.
yeah. See, both tracks are important one from its own aspect. Someone who is just coming out from a regular enterprise track, for them, firewall mastery is a good track, so they can learn and might be do a job switch. But someone who is already having a bit of knowledge on security, like ASA or checkpoint, or they already are working in a routing switching, now they're looking for a career jump or they're looking into a next level, then that CCI security is very important because that will get you that boost that you need after 7 years of experience or 8 hours 8 years of experience. Okay, so both are important from its own aspect. So I would not recommend CCI sec for someone who just is a 1 year experienced into regular core networking. So for you, the best would be to get into firewall mastery, learn the technology, do get into the security domain, and then once you have at least a 5 6 years of experience, then you can try it for say CCI security. Okay, and someone who is already in 10 years 8 years 9 years 7 years 6 years and now you are looking into next level, then CCA security makes sense for you people. So both are the important ones on its aspect. So anything else from the lab perspective or the enrollment perspective, so I can answer it. The
Can we
fees.
implement the
Yeah,
hmm,
okay, 1 second. The fee structure we are not discussing here. I have given you the link, or I'll give you the contact number. You can ping our backend, and they will help you with the fee structure and the enrollment process. Yeah. Apart from that, if you have anything, you can please let me know.
What is this FMC and what it do? Basically, what the role it plays and how it works, what is actually,
See,
because I know
FM.
it to be.
FMC is a controller. It's
Okay,
a
okay, like Panorama is there in
yes,
Panorama and 40 manager like that.
correct. Yeah, it's in the Cisco's
Okay,
technology.
got it, got it. Thank you. And what is still to watch? Still to watch.
Yeah, those are other appliances. Okay, they are
What
appliances.
what it used for? Still to what is used for what?
Stealth watch will be used for the net flow traffic capture. Okay, related to your net flow things, you will have a you have to monitor the traffic, so you will use stealth for.
Okay,
Uh,
what is
yeah.
Cisco umbrella? Only brief I want because you have using this word multiple times. Cisco
Yes,
umbrella, still to what?
Cisco umbrella is something which is nowadays a very promising thing. It's into cyber security, it's into the network security. So it's basically first line of defense in the security side.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just give the details on each one. So let's say if you see here, ASA and FTD, they are into firewalls. Okay, firewalls and applying the security policies and NAT policies, etc. Cisco ISE act as a AAA authenticator. So we had previously Cisco ACS. Now we have ISE. So under ISE, we have all the AAA supported. It can also help for wired and wireless onboarding. VPN, as you know, it's for remote VPNs or a secure channel over on the shared infrastructure. WSA stands for Web Security Appliances. Like you might know those web filtering, web-based filtering. Email, as the name suggests, email security appliance where you protect your emails, you protect the you know that phishing email threats that you can. So it's all the bad and good about the emails that we deals with the ESA appliance. This is an appliance, okay? So if you go to the lab, you will find one appliance which deals with the ESA. See, this is the one. So you can power it on. So let me show you the name of the appliance. So this is a name of that appliance. So we power it on, we get the dashboard from the management, we can configure it. So that is how it happens. Okay. And okay, that is something, this one. Let me show you some things in the labs, like in what section, what are we expecting to perform the task. See, in this session, see, in this block, okay, this whole thing would be covered along with this. Let me just put it like this. See, this whole particular section, there would be kind of some, let's assume a 4 tasks. So task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. So the task 1 would be that you configure this Cisco ASA and this is Cisco ASA, and might be you bring up the high availability. Okay. The task 2 would suggest that you configure the remote access VPN so that this client can travel over on this medium, and they have a VPN access, remote access VPN to this particular servers. Okay. The task 3 can say that you have Cisco ASA on the core distribution, and you have to bring up the context, Cisco context. So context is something like a VRF concept as well. So you have to bring up the configuration of context here. Task 4 might say that traffic has to be inspected. The traffic which is going, how do we come to know whether it's a HTTPS traffic, and what level of traffic is being sent? Let's say it's an 100 packets per second. So we can add certain things to that. See, we have a flow controller, so this will help in the net flow and all those configurations. So this is how the deployment, or this is how we do the configuration. So whole particular block will have a multiple task, and those tasks we do it one by one. And if let's say this is 1 point, this is 2 point, this is 3 point, let's say this is again 2 point. So if you get done with this task, then you can proceed with this and then get this. If you fail in the second task, then even this and this will not be able to, and you will lose a lot of mark in that particular section. So this is how we do, we try to do the lab scenarios. So you got my point, what I'm trying to say, how you
Yes, got it.
have a,
Thank you.
yeah, how you, the people who are looking for CCI Sec, how the mentality should be of getting it done. Whereas let me also give you a small intro on, let's say, from the firewall mastery point of view. So in the firewall mastery point of view, it's more like a production thing. So we don't something go like okay, let me see if I have, okay, let me show you here. Let's see. So let's say for the firewall mastery, we would give you different lab topologies. So let's say this is for Palo, this is for FTD FMC, this is for F5, this is for checkpoint, this is for ASA, and then similar way for FortiGate. And we also have something for the combined multi-vendor firewall technology, where all the vendors will be kept in a very massive lab topology. Okay, so how it works is, let's say first you are going through the Palo Alto. So we will cover the theory, we will cover the labs for the that particular topic. The hands-on would be expected from your side as well, and it will be a lab by lab scenario. Okay, it's not like a complete section kind of thing. It will be a lab by lab. Now that task by task could be like you have to ping from PC1 to PC2. So that particular thing you will power on, and that is your one task. Task 2 could be that you have to have a permission to, for the internal users to reach internet. So it's another task. So the approach in firewall mastery is more from production. Approach for CCI security would be more from the exam point of view. So in the exam point, it's a combination of 4 tasks in one section, and we prepare you in that way. Whereas in the lab, in the production, we don't expect 4-5 things coming into one. We expect one bigger problem, and we are solving that particular thing into that. So yes, I think we are good with today's session. In the next session, I want to demonstrate some technical things from the firewall mastery and CCI security. So tomorrow, when we join the meeting, we can have technical things from the Palo Alto. So if you have any question regards to today's session or firewall mastery, you can let me know. Or I have also given you the contact details, so you can reach out to the backend team, and they can help you with the onboarding process.
Brother Sagar, is there any student from your batch previously who has cleared CCIE recently?
No, all of them are preparing for it. You know, right? It got changed this month, so everyone is preparing for now. They are preparing for a new version now.
6.0, it got changed yesterday, I think. Any
Correct.
previous?
Yeah. So 6
16.
months back itself, the information was being revealed that it's been changing. So people are preparing for 6.1 only.
And my concern is more about that will it be fulfilled by taking the training that we can clear the exam, or is there anything which we need more to do?
Do not worry about that. You can talk to me one-to-one regards to the real exam. Okay, I'll help you.
Okay, so on which number you will provide us or later, or you will give us more?
See, I gave sometimes back some details for admission process, so you can reach out in the same thing.
So you are the one who will respond to our queries, or any other guy?
No, we have a different people, so they if you can just ask them to reach out to me and they will help assist you.
Okay, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I've given the number. You can just ping over to that.
Okay. Okay.
So for CCI Sec, I know the concern, so it would be better if I talk one to one. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, how about other people? Did you guys get fair enough ideas what this is about? All right. So, guys, I will be wrapping up the session now, and we will connect tomorrow. And in the next class, we will be more interacting, and we will see more in terms of labbing and how the things are done, etc. So you'll get more ideas about how the session would look like and uh, how the lab access are given or etc etc. All right, so take care and we connect tomorrow same time 9 p.m. same Zoom link. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Sagar.
Yeah.